What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. So in this video I'm going to be talking about a few of the topics that we have today. So the first thing is that the sacred seals from the newest Tempest trial, they are really good. So we have got Mystic Boost and Fortress Defense Res. So I'm going to be theory crafting a couple of units which I had in mind. And I'm also going to be talking about Armor Felix and the changes they have done to Pawns of Loki and what they'll be doing in future. So Mystic Boost, the sacred seal that we're going to be getting from this Tempest trial, is something which not a lot of people saw coming because it's a premium skill. We don't really have it available that easily. In fact, only 2 units have it in the game. So you could get it at 20,000 score in the upcoming Tempest trial, and you can also get Fortress Defense Res. Now, Mystic Boost as a slot B skill is a good skill for self-sustain and for disabling the adaptive damage of the dragons, and also for, just disabling Wrathful Staff of staff units. So that way you take less damage. And it does face competition from a lot of really good slot B skills on a lot of units because slot B in general is very competitive. So not only Mystic Boost is not easy to get, but it also faces a lot of competition. But as a sacred seal, it's really amazing because we have easy access to it and it's not occupying the slot B, so you could run some other skills, and it does open some pretty cool build options. So I'm just going to be having some theory crafts which I had in mind. Now of course these are not all of them. If you have any ideas, then let me know in the comments. Let's have a chill discussion and see on which units we want to put Mystic Boost on. So the first and obvious example is Hel, of course. So she's got that miracle in her Health Reaper, and along with Guard Bearing and Mystic Boost, she can be really tanky. So the miracle from her weapon is active on all kinds of units except for mages and staff units. And those are going to be struggling to take her out many times because of Guard Bearing and the fact that she is so fast. So what's left is at the melee range units, and Mystic Boost can just have her above 1 HP and she can again trigger her miracle. So Hel is a pretty obvious example of that. Another example is the normal version of Alm. He did get a resplendent version and he has got another toy that he could play with, and he can run another skill like Lull Attack Defense, which is really good with something like Heavy Blade and have this kind of expensive build. So Mystic Boost is going to be having really good synergy with this Falchion Weapon Refine, and a unit like Ledgering Corrin, who does have Negating Fang that does give her damage reduction and also extra damage output, is just lacking consistent form of self-healing, and Mystic Boost is gonna be there as a sacred seal without occupying the slot B skill to provide her with some kind of healing, which is really good. Next up, we can stack this up with units and weapons who already have self-healing, and this can allow you to be a really good self-sustaining unit. Legendary Salif could obviously use this with Virtuous Tearfing. Sylvain can use this with Melon Float, or Conch Bouquet users can also use this. Any kind of weapon that has got self-healing can be really nice with Mystic Boost for getting that consistent healing. And of course, recently we got Oliver with that Weapon Refine that does have the self-healing. And Mystic Boost does have really good synergy with the push skills, so you don't have to run it on your slot B, and push skills are really good with Mystic Boost in Sacred Seal. For a unit like Oliver, he does have a bit more resistance than defense, so it does improve his matchup against a lot of dragons as well. So again, that's a really good thing for many range units who can run this. Brave Ephraim can also run this with Garm Weapon Refine to have insane amount of recovery every single turn, and that could just allow him to stay in the range of Weary Fighter. And units who have got self-recall damage weapons like Cursed Lance can be a detriment at times when you're going for a bulky build, like with Walter. If you're going for a Wyvern Flight build with Fortress Defense Res, then the self-recall damage can be pretty annoying, so Mystic Boost could be used to pretty much offset that. And he can also have better matchups against many of the staff units because he's going to be disabling the Wrathful Staff, so that can definitely help him. And for flyers, we don't really have many good slot B options, so Mystic Boost is a lot of times run on bulky flyers so that they could get the healing. So Mystic Boost with Mystic Boost will stack up to provide you with 12 healing every turn, which can be really good for many of the flying tanks. Camilla is just an example here, who's a Gen 1 unit. Now I just wanted to put in some kind of new unit, so that's why I've got Winter Altina. Basically, she is just very powerful unit as it is. She doesn't really need Mystic Boost in a sense, but Mystic Boost can just give her, the healing, which can be really nice with her bulky stats, and it can also improve her matchup against any kind of staff unit. In any case, she's going to be killing them with Null Counter Disrupt as it is, but if you want her to take absolutely no damage from the staff units, if they somehow survive, then Mystic Boost is an option. Till now, only Ares could use an infinite miracle build because he had got special spiral in his weapon and also -1 special cooldown. But now pretty much any kind of unit can run it, and especially units who have got weapons that can allow them to counterattack at any distance, like Shinon and Ceres, because not only they have that, but they also provide them with -1 special cooldown, which is really necessary for an infinite miracle loop build. So you want to have some kind of special accelerating skill like Heavy Blade or Flashing Blade, and you want to have Special Spiral, and basically could have Mystic Boost as Sacred Seal, and you're going to be having basically Infinite Miracle. Obviously this is not an optimal build for many units, but still a very cool Infinite Miracle option nonetheless. And at last we have the applications of Mystic Boost in Aether offense and Arena. You can have Mystic Boost on tanks which don't have a healing special. A lot of times Brave Hector is either run with Bonfire and Special Fighter, or he's run with Soul, Special Fighter and Quick Riposte. If you're running the Bonfire variant, then Mystic Boost can be a pretty nice side option compared to Mirror Stance or Distant Defense. So this just allows him to have better matchup against someone like Brave Veronica, who's pretty common. And as it says, he's just immune to those debuffs to begin with. So he can just not take any kind of damage from Veronica. And he can also have self-sustain with Mystic Boost every turn, which is something which he's lacking with a Bonfire Special Fighter build, so that could be possible. And if you're running this on a Null Counter Disrupt unit, then it's also a pretty good option to face against Cav lines. So if you're just using this as a Cav line counter, then this could be really good, because against Veronica, all of those annoying staff units, you're going to be having much easier time as they're not really going to be doing much damage. You get the self-sustain, and a damaging special can be really good against some very heavily invested Cav lines, because they will have these kinds of skill sets and optimizations which allow them to have these stalemates. So a damaging special with a cavalry effective weapon can be really good for taking them out. And last but not least, Mystic Boost can be really good in Arena if you're running specials like Ruptured Sky or Blue Flame, which are damaging specials and you're not running Ether, so it can provide you with some nice healing. And this can also be used on range units if you're using them in Arena. Now, I know range units like Ileana, who only score 170 BST, are not really the most optimal, but regardless, if you do get more of them in future, and if you're going to be using them, then Mystic Boost could be a pretty nice option. As I said, it does have good synergy with a push skill, so you could easily run that. And for someone like Ileana with her high resistance, it does improve her matchup so much against dragons, which are so common in Arena, so Mystic Boost could be really helpful in that regard. So Mystic Boost is overall a pretty versatile Sacred Seal that could be worked out on many units. Of course, there are really good Sacred Seals which you could run as well, but it's such a unique option for self-sustain for your Sacred Seal slot that it's definitely really interesting. It's not really game breaking or anything like that, but it's definitely pretty solid. And Fortress Defense Stress is also a Sacred Seal that we're getting, and I think a lot of people are thinking they're going to be able to upgrade this to the max version, which is the tier 4 version, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. I might be wrong, of course, and they could make it, but there's a high chance that we're not going to be able to upgrade this to the max version. We can only upgrade this to the tier 3 version, which is Fortress Defense Res 2. So this will give you +4 defense and resistance at the cost of -3 attack. And the reason why I think is that we have got many other Sacred Seals which we cannot really upgrade to their final tier. Like we cannot upgrade Swift Sparrow 2 to Swift Sparrow 3. We cannot really upgrade Attack Defense Solo to Attack Defense Solo 4. And we have got Petrine, who did have Threatened Attack Defense 2 on her Slotsy. So we have got some tier 4 skills which didn't really have their prerequisite versions released before, and now we're getting it. So I think this is another case of that. So I don't think we could upgrade this to the max level. But still a pretty decent option because it could be run on many kind of bulky units. Temari users like Tethys can obviously use this on max investment. She can be a very bulky dancer with high defense and resistance. And it can also be used for chill soaking in something like Ether Raids on someone like Corrin. So if you want to soak like Dark Shrine or chill resistance for your tank, then the extra defense and resistance which the Sacred Seal provides is really good. And you could also run this on units who have got really nice mixed bulk. Ducel is a pretty recent example again, and this could be run on so many units who have got balanced bulk. So again, this could be run on those kinds of units who don't really mind the attack penalty. Like Ducel is still going to be doing so much damage, he doesn't really care that much, and he does appreciate the extra bulk. So those are just some of the options. And we're also going to be getting Felix as the free Tempest Trial unit. He is a blue bow armor, so that is pretty unique. We don't really have too many of those. So he does have Reindeer Bow, which has got the same effect as Hilda's weapon, basically a conditional guard inflicting bow that gives you more defense and attack. He does come with Sparrow too, so he's probably going to be a very fast armor unit, which are not really all that common, so he could be unique in that regard. Dull range is not really all that interesting, to be honest. He could have come with Armor March, but oh well. So that's going to be the Armor Felix. Many people were hoping that he would be infantry unit, but I guess that would have competition with George. So we'll have to see what his stats are. I hope they are really good. And the final thing which I want to talk about is Pawns of Loki changes. So right now we do have a new Pawns of Loki. So they have basically made the change where it's not going to be running at length for 6 days, because I believe that did cause quite a bit of burnout in many players. So what they've done is basically broken down those 3 rounds in multiple weeks. So round 1 we are having it right now, and it's only going to be lasting for 2 days, and then round 2 is going to be happening on 28 December, and then round 3 is going to be happening on 4th January. So they've basically split up the 3 rounds over the week so that people can have more time to just relax between the rounds. So it does make sense, and does help with the burnout. And in the next version update, which is going to be happening next month, they are planning to adjust the difficulty so that the enemy combos are slightly reduced from turn 4 to turn 6. What this basically means is that if you're played right now in Pawns of Loki in the advanced difficulty, many times these enemy teams can have like plus 28 combo on like turn 4, and you've not even filled up your entire squad. So it's like incredibly unfair, and all of these units are going to be plus 10 merch as you're higher in the tiers, obviously. So you're going to be facing plus 10 Brave Edelgards, plus 10 Brave Hectors, plus 10 Legendary Dimitris. So right now, the way you get around that is basically not get unlucky and cross your fingers, because it could be incredibly random and can just ruin your run. There's no way you're beating like plus 28 combo of those plus 10 units on turn 4. So that's definitely something that they should have balanced before, but now they are doing it. So it's going to be making bearable for many people. But again, if you're having any kind of trouble in Pawns of Loki, my advice would be to just play the intermediate difficulty, and it's much more fair. And if you're looking for any kind of tips, I did make a guide when the game mode came out, so you could check that out. So that's basically going to be the change, and I hope this could make it bearable for many people. So let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on Mystic Boost as a Sacred Seal, and what Sacred Seal would you like to see in future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to thank all of my YouTube members for their constant support, and if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me tremendously, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are sadly not going to be as fast as Armor Felix. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.